Thank you, mate. I forget the name of it. I forget what it's called, bro. Yeah, it's decent. Yeah, fucking better than Star Dog. Just making sure the roach is right. Are these yours, Alex? Right. Enough. Hey, mate. Purple it is. How low New York? Yeah, I'm gonna bang a sup of hot water in it. What? I didn't get the result I wanted today. I always do that. Oh, did you? I didn't know, bro. So, yeah, it saves making a cup of tea, another one, you know. Who are United playing? Marcus, Man United playing tonight. Give me a second. Finn, hang on. One. What? Come here a minute.
Come on, man.
Look at that thing on. It's going quick. So you're going down over the house. Oh, you've missed it.
I did. I seen it like a little mini helicopter.
Yeah. Like a little drone. It's mad, isn't it? Hey Finn, do you like the trim? What do you reckon? Do I look handsome? Hey, do I look handsome? I look like a homeless Santa Claus. You know. Yeah. Oh, the fucking wind, bro. Oh, shit. My joint is getting killed in this wind. Hang on. Let me stand at the side. Me fucking joint. I'm flattered, Finn. I'm flattered. My arse won't get battered. So, Finn, wait till you hear what I was taught today, yeah? I went for my appointment today, right? You know the way I thought I'd be going into rehab in 3 or 4 weeks? It's going to take 3 months. And I have to go to 4 meetings before I can go into this rehab. I have to sign about 100 pieces of fucking paper to say that if anything happens in treatment, it's not their fault. Good day. I'm a big fan of Australia. I have a friend missing in action. His name is Straight Jacket. Hey, I don't like them clouds. I forget what the name of it is. It's like £30 a 3-5. Like I said, I have enough for a couple of about 4 nice joints. Like I said, I got bad news today. You know, I think I was naive thinking that I'd be going into rehab in 3 or 4 weeks. It's gonna take 3 months, and I have to jump through a few hoops in order to go. So I have to do what they tell me, bro. And even if it's outside Manchester, Finn, there's 31 people waiting. 25 of them are ready to go. So next week or a few weeks, I have a counselling session with all these people. With 25 different strangers, I have to get up and say, right, my name is Stuart, and my reason for being here is A, B, C, and D. You know, what's your story? I'll say, yeah, watch me live. She said, listen, Stuart, I see you had an incident when you were sectioned. Do you want to talk about that? I was like, not really, no. She said, what happened? I said, I don't want to talk about it. She said, it's good to get things off your chest. I said, long story short, a big giant fucker had hold of a woman and wouldn't let her go, so I bashed him with a microwave. And it's on record. I told him to let her go. There was only going to be one outcome there. So I had to give me word that I won't assault anybody, you know, because I'm certified psychotic, Finn. They have to know everything about me. So, Finn, check this, right? Do you know what she told me? You know all the meds I'm on? I have to give her a list of them because the people in these facilities need to know the meds that I'm taking already so they can distribute them when I go into it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'll be honest with you, I was a bit naive thinking I'd be going in 3 or 4 weeks. She said, you have to go to 4 meetings before you go in. You have to sign a load of paperwork. She said, Jude, I'm not going to lie, this is going to be hard for you. She said, you're going to go through an awful lot of pain. She said, we need to come up with a contingency plan. I said, what's that? She said, what happens if you're in rehab 10 days and you decide, fuck this, at 1 o'clock in the morning? You know what I mean? She said, I'm not getting out of bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. You won't be able to get hold of me for a day or two. You know, yeah. So, I was so naive thinking that I'd be going in within the next 4 weeks, you know. And I think I built up this expectation that today they were going to tell me, Jude, we've got a place for you. There's 25 people waiting for a bed. You understand? And I'm part of that group. So whoever shows the more commitment out of us all, we have to go to these meetings. And as part of the funding, you're obligated to go to 4 of these meetings before you go to rehab. So I have to jump through a few hoops. And I have to sign a lot of paperwork. I was so naive. I thought, like, you can just go in, no problem. Here, there you go. But they have to know all your history. They have to have a sheet of the medication I'm on. All that shit, you know. So I'm a bit disappointed, Finn, you know. Finn, much is it a bottle of that stuff? Because I've seen Danny Christie's videos always promoting CBD oil. Here, the people that own CBD oil, will you sponsor me? And I'll share your product on a daily basis and speak about it. I could do with some free shit. I'm nearly as handsome as Spencer McDermott, and that takes some beating. Shout out to Spencer and Ammo. Straight out Clondalkin. Me and Spencer come from the Avenue. Open shot. I've lived in Gorton, Abbey Hay, Brightman Street, Welbeck Street, right near the Prince of Wales. Oh. Look at this cunt here, he's making me look bad, look. He's making me look bad, Finn. I've plenty of a meat brazil, like I... One sec. Well, we can... I loads here. Just 6 there. And like I said, it's the same as taking 2 of them. Well, you can see her face on that table. Sound the floor. So today, I felt a bit disappointed because I naively thought that I'd be going into rehab in the next 3-4 weeks. I was anticipating it, you know, and today I just got, like, you know, a little knockback. But what I have to understand is there's 25 other people waiting for a bed, the same as me, and whatever one's come free, we're all going to be thrown around like dominoes. You know, I'm not going to a facility outside Manchester. Fuck that. No way. You know, I want to be in the same city if anything goes wrong. You know. But what she did tell me, so I said so. I said to her, I thought I'd be going in straight away, and she said, no, Jude. There's a few forms we have to fill in. I have to know every medication that you're on, every single one. She said, I'm going to submit the application now, and I'm going to send you on these 4 group sessions. Basically, it's preparing you for rehab, and it's letting you know what to expect when you go in. Do you understand? It's like, so you have to go to 4 meetings like that. You're obligated because of the funding. It's like a clause in the funding. You're obligated. If you want to go to rehab and you want all that money to go, you have to prove to them that you're fucking serious. So you don't just get the money thrown at you, you have to earn it. And their trust. You know, I was like today, do you not want a piss test? She's like, nah, you're good, Jude. She said, you want to do one? I was like, no, can't be asked. But if you want one, not a bother. She said, nah, you're good today. Straight out, Manny. How are you, Matt? Well, I think I was a little bit naive. You know, there's 25 other people on the waiting list, Matty. You know, and you know, she said to me, right? She said, there's going to be people coming in here that are coming off alcohol, that are coming off cocaine, that are coming off ketamine. And she was reading out all these fucking drugs, right? Some I never heard of. She said, like, there's people there for loads of different reasons. And there's a lot of volatile people there. And when you're going through withdrawal symptoms, you're very volatile and you're very likely to trigger. So they have to make sure that they put the right people in. You know, because like I said, you're going to be living with other people for 21 nights, they call it, not 21 days. You know. So you have to play nice. So I have to go to a group in a few weeks and meet the other 25 people, and we've all to get up and tell a bit about our story. You know, my name is Jude. I've been a drug addict most of my life. I'm in recovery. And the reason I'm here is because I believe rehab can help me. And if it can't help me, nothing can. You know, but I'm willing to take part, and that's the reason why I'm here. I'm gonna show up to every meeting because I'm in business. You know, I'm as serious as a heart attack. But I'm a little bit naive. And like I said, I'm gonna get a bit more information over the next couple of months. You know, like, what I didn't realise is there's a waiting list, and there's people on that list a lot longer than me, you know, but you have to jump through a few hoops, and I've already jumped through about 4 of them. You know, the last 4 times I went to see her, I've had to do a urine sample, and every one of them was negative, you know, so that was one hoop. Yeah, like, because if you go in there and say, listen, I've not done drugs for 6 weeks or whatever, and she asks you to provide a sample, and it comes back that you've coke in your urine, you've fucking ketamine, you've this, you've that, you break that trust, you know, because if you're looking them in the eye and saying, listen, I've not done any drugs, listen, you have a piss in one of them bottles. The way they are now, they're highly sophisticated gadgets, and they wait outside the toilet while you're having a wee, and as soon as you come out, she closes it and shakes it and waits for about 30 seconds, and whatever you've had in your system for the last 6 months, it'll show, you know. Yeah, but I was a little bit disappointed. I'm annoyed at myself for being that naive. Like, not to think that there was another 25 people waiting for a bed, just like me. You know, so she said, you're looking at about 3 months. I was like, 3 months? You know, I'm ready to go now. She said, that's not how it works, Stuart. You know, there's 25 other people willing to go now. There's 31 altogether. But 5 of them have been acting the bollocks. They've been given dirty urine, so it's not going to look good for them. You know, like, she has to go to a board of people and tell them why I'm a perfect candidate for the funding, right? Because the last 5 times she's asked me to provide a sample, it's never been an issue, you know. Like, I want to go there because I want to be there, you know. Like, I'm ready to go now, but I have to wait, and that's the frustrating part for me, you know. But look, yeah, I'm not gonna get any special treatment, you know. I am getting a gift, so it's like I'm not. It's like the way I see it is, I just want to get in the door, you know. I can't say anything until I know more, but I'm a bit pissed off at myself for being so naive. You know, I thought I'd be able to just walk in there, you know. It's right across the road. There's one over there, not far from where I live, you know. This is the only way. I have to do this. I'm good that they said like it could be 3 months. It's like, cause I was thinking if it's 4 weeks, you know, cause like I said, I could end up being in there, going in and out. I have an awful feeling, yeah, that I'm gonna get a bed in there in August, right? Right now, I'll say it now, right? I'll make a prediction. I have a feeling I'll get a bed in August, right? What month are we in? Bro, what date is it today? What month are we in? May. Yeah. May, June, July, August. Right. I reckon in 12 weeks I'll get a place in one of these facilities, and it's like you have to jump through a few hoops, sign a shitload of paperwork, you know, and then submit them, you know, send it, and we'll have to wait and play a waiting game. In all fairness, though, at least I know that I'm going to get a place, you know. So, even if it takes 12 weeks, fuck it. It's like, look, I have to do it my way, you know. Like I said, my brother will tell you, like, I see things and I say it, you know what I mean? And it's like, when you hit 50, me did not tell you, right? I told there Mark years ago, when you hit 40, things change, it's mad. When you hit 50, things change. Your body changes, your mind changes. You like the Afro beats, don't you, mate?
Well, that's the money, yeah, nice. Okay, gypsy guy, fucking driving, man.
Who?
That fucking gay gypsy guy driving, man.
Which one?
I think he's a McDonald. It goes on like his fucking family or like fucking thing. Nothing make him slaughtered, make him being cheated. I'm in.
Yep. Choose you motherfucker, you. Go on, bro, put a belt on. I'm gonna sit in the shed and smoke this, Mark, yeah? Because you know when I'm smoking it outside the door, you know, because of the wind, it's fucking killing it. Hang on, give me a second. Yeah, that's just what you're looking for. I was just saying to Mark, you know, when I'm outside because of the wind, I'm gonna take 2 tracks of that, I was down to fucking there, so I'm just, while the shed door's open, I'm just gonna sit in there and have this real quick, like. I'll take the rest of that one now. I watched that last night, Al, you know, the long road or the long march.
Like what?
Yeah. What did you think of it?
I still haven't watched it all.
No, well, I'm not going to tell you until you watch it, because, like I said, I don't even want to give it a rating, bro. Yeah, man.
That's why I always put my order right.
Like, give me a second. No, because it's like when I smoke it, because of the wind, it's fucking like City are playing. All the City fans, you see them going up that way now in a bit. City are playing tonight. Hang on. 1 sec. Oh, bollocks, where am I going to sit? I don't want to rip me bleeding. But, you know what? Stay there. I'm sure I can manage and fuck off. Ah. Oh, shit. Sit down, bro. Come on. Right, we're good. Here. Come on. There we go. Look here. I got my shed. I got my shed, what? I could do it in here if I wanted, but you know, I've noticed, other than I'm ugly, you know, when I'm smoking outside the back door, me joint goes down like dead quick. Whereas now when I have it in here, it's like, there you go. Hello. But yeah, I'm having a cup of tea. I didn't get the news I wanted today, man. I'm a bit disappointed, I'm a bit gutted, but I'm a bit naive as well, because there's 25 other people trying to get a bed, you know what I mean? So it's a process, so I have to go with it, you know what I mean? Whatever fucking hoop I have to jump through, so be it. Hey, Mark. I'm just in the shed having a smoke, bro, because, you know, if I have it out in the garden, what I've noticed is it goes down very quick. Like, I can smoke a joint in one sitting easy. You know, I could roll another one, have a roll, and not a bother. You know, you could stick a 3, 5, and 2 joints and give it to me, and I'd smoke it, no problem. Don't get me wrong, I'd be stoned, but like, cause a lot of me family, you know what I mean, they were all like I said, it's a family affair, you know. I sat all my family down a few weeks ago, and I told them all a few things about me and what was going on in my life, and I needed to go into a rehab or a facility to break habits. Sorry about that, my live knocked off. Yeah, playing over there. Can you hear them? Listen. Yeah, Mark, me Wi-Fi connection went there, mate. Sorry. Sit here playing, listen. Look here, look at all the fans, look. City fans. Can you hear the tannoid over there that the Etihad? Listen. One sec. City fans going to the game. City fans. City fans. City fans. Boo! City playing again. You hear the board? One sec. Guys, I'm sorry my live keeps dropping. Me signal. My bad. My bad. Need to dye me hair. Come on, Palace. Hey, Palace could upset the party tonight, couldn't he? Hey. Come on, Palace. City will probably win 3-0, but I'm going to say Palace 2-1. Listen. How are you, Luke? Luke. Do you like it? I got bad news today. So, Luke, it's going to take 3 months, right? I have to go to 4 meetings, yeah? With 25 other people. There's 25 people waiting to go into these facilities, so I have to wait my turn. And while I'm waiting, I have to jump through a few hoops. You know, I said to her today, as soon as I went in, do you want me to have a piss test? She said, no. She said, not unless you want to do one. I said, if you want me to do one, I'll do one. She said, no, I trust you. So I have to jump through a few hoops. I was just thinking about you. Not in a gay way. I was like, I have a feeling Luke will pop in. I went and got me fucking hair and me beard done. £18, Luke. You know, I used to pay nearly 30, but I found a guy who's a good hairdresser. You know, I said, here. And I got it all off. So, I have to go to a few fucking sessions with a few other people and sit down and tell them, my name's Stuart, I'm from Dublin, I'm an ex-addict, I'm in recovery, and I'm here because I have a contingency plan. So she said to me, Jude, what happens 10 days in? At 1 o'clock in the morning, you decide you want to leave. We can't stop you. The staff can't stop you. I said, listen, I'm not going there to leave. You know, it's cold out. I'm not going to fucking, you know, I just have to wait until my turn comes. Like everybody else, it's bleeding freezing out there, mate, honestly. Man City are playing Palace tonight. Like I said, Luke, so adult, right, so there's 31 people waiting to go into treatment, but 5 of them have produced positive samples, so they've been put to the back of the queue. If they know you're sincere and you know you want to go in and what have you and all, they'll back you, but you have to jump through a few hoops. You have to go to pre-rehab meetings, you know, to talk about what's going to happen when you go in, what's going to happen if you're getting sick and you can't sleep and your legs are aching and your hips, your knees, your ankles are fucking seizing up. You know, there's staff there to help you. But like I said, she said to me today, she said, Jude, this is going to be the hardest thing you've ever did in your life. You know, you have to jump through a few hoops, so she put the application in tonight, well, in today. So I just have to I have to wait now until they have a bed. You know, there's only so many beds in Manchester, you know. And then she said, would you accept a placement outside your community. I said, what, outside Manchester? She said, yeah. I said, no. Uh, it has to be in Manchester. I'm not going to a city that I don't know. You know, uh, I hope Man City gets beat tonight. But anyway, listen, I only come on to do an hour. I'm not long home. I might be back on later on, but I was a bit naive, Luke, thinking that I was going into rehab in 3 or 4 weeks. You know, there's a lot of fucking forms I have to fill out and a lot of T's and I's I have to do. You know, uh, she told me, she said there's a stack of paperwork about that much. The next time you come see me, we're going to go through it. She said it's going to take about an hour and a half to go through the paperwork alone. You know, so like I said, there's loads of little obstacles in my way, but that's all they are, is obstacles. And each one, I'll just, like I said, I don't have a choice. Like, you know, it's like I just have to say. But like I said, I think I was a bit naive thinking I was going to go in 3 or 4 weeks. I didn't know there was a waiting list. You know, I was saying to Mark, so that, right, so check this out, right? So these pay for the first part of the treatment, which is £12,000. They're funded. So it's like she submitted my application today. So like I said, it could happen in the next 12 weeks. I thought it happened sooner, but I'm fucking naive. Like I was thinking I was going there today and she was gonna tell me, Jude, you're going into rehab in 3 weeks. You know, I told myself that was what she was gonna say. And when I got there, I was like, no fucking way, man. But like I said, I have to wait. Yeah, I ain't gonna fuck off myself. So keep it in, that's to fix it over in 3 weeks. Well, thanks, mate, for fire input. That guy. And can you give him a sub if you're not here? Can you give Mr. Dublin or Air Luke a sub? And Mr. That guy as well. Nah, look, it's like, you know, when you anticipate going for a job interview, you anticipate them, they're going to ask you certain questions and what have you. And I've been to therapy before, I've been to ramp before, and I've completed these courses. So before I go into rehab, I have to attend the course, which is over a 4 week period, and I have to go once a week for 2 hours and write down a lot of the stuff that they're going to be explaining to us. You have to engage, and there's no point in going. You know, there's not. You know, you have to show up to these meetings. You know, to show them that you're serious. And then once you go past that stage, when you show them that you've been to the 4 meetings, then it goes in front of a panel and they look and they say, well, this geezer, the last 5 samples he's give was negative. You know, he's attended all these 4 programs, you know. So they can't deny me. But anyway, listen, I'm gonna bounce for a while, but I'll be back on later for an hour, okay? But thanks for coming in. Luke, do you see many channels have changed their name to Straight Out Somewhere? You know, it's brilliant. Starting a little community in a community. Because YouTube, like I said, everybody's fucking calling each other names and calling each other out, and I've no time for that. You know, I'm not on here for them reasons. You know, I don't need to argue with people. My channel is always moving. And I've never got stuck in the mud. You know, like, sometimes in life when you're beaten unless you go and put yourself through absolute hell. But like I said, it's like I know what pain is. I've dealt with a lot of pain in my life, believe me, physical and mental. I've had shit done to me when I was younger. That fucked me right up. I wanted to either be a DJ, be a fucking fireman, or be a soldier. And because of the life choices I've made, this one's on me. And if everything fails, I have a lot of people waiting for me. So yeah, what's the worst that can happen? I can die. I can have seizures. Come on, the palace! Come on, the palace! Ha ha! Go on, the palace. What's he gonna do? Do something. Say something. Go on. Ha ha! Jump over the fence, I dare you. I love teasing them, Fucking brilliant. Anyway, listen, I'm gonna go. I'll be back on later on for an hour, right? And thanks for coming in, bro. I appreciate it. We out.